Computer. Welcome to Javier Mendez podcast. And guess what? You've seen the news. You've seen what Dana's put out there. Apparently, we're going forward with Justin Gaethje versus Tony for the interim in the midst of the biggest COVID virus in the world. I'm just here with Coach Javier. Want to get your feelings and thoughts on how this has impacted you since the whole thing started with the virus and the back and forth since this all came to be.
Well, it's impacted everybody and definitely impacted me, my business, and, the fight not happening. It's, circumstances prevented it from happening. It wasn't the fighters. It was just, the situation and restrictions that countries have to put on each other to, protect their people, and that's what we're doing here. Everybody's protecting each other, and sometimes things don't work out the way they need to. And for things to work out right in the sporting activity. And in this particular case, it's just amazing that they were able to put this thing together anyways. That in itself is a feat just by itself, that they're having a show. That's incredible. I didn't think they were going to be able to do it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, who's going to be mad at Dana White for putting on a show? I mean, I know you're Khabib's coach, and I know this has impacted your business and all that, but I know that number one is you care about Khabib's health and his well-being first. And he did due diligence. I mean, he flew to Dubai. He was told, hey, we're probably going to hold it there. So he flies there so he could train. And they say, you can't come in. So he had to go home. And basically the way he described it was just a big shit show trying to get into an airport to get home, getting done. Right?
Yeah, it's things unknown, what happened is the Wednesday before he left, he calls me. He wanted to know if they could take the day off, all the guys, Islam and Umar, from training. And I said, yeah, sure. With everything going on, the uncertainty of things, I figured that he was a little tired, and I said, yeah, no problem. And 3 hours later, he's calling me. He's saying, Coach, we're on our way to Abu Dhabi. But we're going to Dubai. That they're telling us that the fight's more likely going to happen there. So we're going over there, and if the fights go, we're going to fly you in 3 days later. So I said, okay. So I'm waiting to be told that I'm going to fly you in. I didn't get any calls until actually a little bit over 4 days, because he got stuck in Dubai. They wouldn't let him in. As soon as he got there, they put a ban on anybody coming in, for fear of the virus, so he couldn't get in there. So he was stuck there for a while. And then he went home. And when he went home to Russia, first in Russia, he found out it's pretty tough there too, so they got tougher on him. And then he goes to Dagestan from Russia, and then he finds out that Dagestan is in a complete lockdown, and you really can't go anywhere, as we spoke to Islam. And Islam said that he couldn't even go train with Khabib because he's in a different area, and they're not allowing you. So he was training in his garage by himself, more or less, and so it got pretty tough. So what are the guys supposed to do? It's a tough situation.
Well, I mean, Islam wanted to fight. Umar wanted to fight. Those guys need the money. They're not at Khabib level yet. They needed the paycheck. They needed the performance, but they were going as a team. They were ready to show up, and they were a good piece of the card. They were ready to perform, and they showed up to practice. This wasn't pretend, so I don't care what the media says or what negative spin anybody puts on it. Come on. There's a friggin' coronavirus killing people out there, and I understand that Dana made the card so they're local fighters, and they can get around here. Well, if you're told it's in Dubai, good luck flying back through 3 or 4 countries, time zones, and everything else, and giving your best performance. But even more than that, to stay alive. There was Eric Silva and his family. Eric Silva, former UFC fighter. I don't know if you saw that. He's got the COVID virus.
He has it?
Yeah.
Well. No, hey, look, listen, man, this is no joke. People that think it's the guy had the coronavirus. And the guy literally jumped from the 3rd-story building to his death, bro. I watched it. Freaked me the F out. I couldn't believe it. I never ever seen something like that where a guy, because, I watch movies all the time, right? The guy hits the ground, you see blood everywhere. No, I see nothing. The guy just hit the damn street, flat. That's it. Didn't move, nothing. Just lay like a lump, and I'm like, I was like, oh my God. Then he had a friend showed me other video, and I think one of those other third world countries, they had literally body bags and body bags of these coronavirus victims already, and they're in literally, I'm not kidding, hallways of just massive, over 100 body bags, you know. And then they had someone actually burning somebody on the street that had the coronavirus. They burned him on the street, you know. And then they showed another guy that he's suffering. He's suffering. The police are like talking to him, and they're staying pretty far away. The guy's wearing a mask. They're all wearing masks, and he's talking to the guy, and the guy's like having a hell of a time breathing, man. And I'm like, my God. I go, you know, I didn't, until you see it for yourself somehow or another, you don't really fear it as much. But when I saw that guy struggling to breathe, I said, fuck that. I don't want this shit. I'll keep me in an incubator. I don't care. You know, it's no joke. You know, and for everybody that thinks they're brave, well, guess what? I'm not brave. You know, I'm not brave. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want to suffer like that. If we know the lion's gonna bite, why put your fucking head on it? Because it's hungry.
Well, I agree with you. You see, well, you're a coach. You could be asked to come corner. I mean, usually you're training up until the point and all the way fluidly with them for a whole camp. Now somebody says, come on, Hav, we'll give you 50 grand. Come out in corner. You might have traveled through these 3 dangerous places. Good chance you might die based on the statistics. Are you coming? Probably not, I'm guessing. Right?
No, I ain't coming. I ain't
Right.
coming. Hey, I'd rather live on the streets than live with money. If that's what it takes for me to put my life in danger to things like that, not going to happen. You know, no, it's just stupid. For money? No. Mm-mm.
Well, I mean, even us talking to Islam, you know, and we may put that up or not, depending, you know, I'll get to edit it and stuff. But the way he laid it down, there's not enough hospitals. There's a lot of older people there. It's a very healthy culture in Dagestan, but there's not a lot of big hospitals because they've been such a strong, healthy people that they didn't think we're going to build 100 Kaisers or whatever, UC medical centers. And, you know, so it is absolutely strict that you can't leave. And, you know, if I said this to you many times before, if Tony was over there and he was in Dagestan training and he had to get back to California, well, we might hold in California. You know damn right. Even on a maybe, he's on that airplane. I don't care who it is. Everybody can talk tough, but this is about life and death. Get past the showmanship and get into the honest reality and accept the limitations of what this is putting on the world.
But also too, we don't even know, you know, if he was able to come back. We don't know if Russia would have granted him the visa to come. You know, we don't know that. We don't know if they would have let him have a private plane. You know, everybody speculated that they could, but that didn't mean that they did. So something went on in between when Khabib saying, give me location, I'm coming. They still didn't give a location. They still haven't given a location. No one knows where the fights are going to happen. They're just saying that there are going to happen. They're probably going to hold multiple fights in this arena where the UFC chosen to go. But Khabib still, for his peace of mind, didn't get location. You know, and again, who's to say that he was able to come anyways? You know, and I don't know. I don't know the situation. I haven't spoken to him at all, so I'm assuming that for whatever reason, both sides try to work it out. It just wasn't possible. It's an impossible situation to be put in, you know. And who's to predict what can happen when these things happen? And now you just heard the announcement that the UFC is continuing, right? So next week, so everybody's thinking, oh, we're gonna have a fight next week. Well, you may find that the day before or maybe tomorrow, you find that event's canceled because this, you know, pandemic is so hard on people that things happen that aren't supposed to happen.
Everything's day by day. First, I see grocery stores, people are loosey-goosey, half with gloves, half not. Now I see them with a professional, only 6 feet apart, only so many people left in. Now they're doing their due diligence. More and more, it's grinding down. Like I said earlier, if Khabib was here and California says, lockdown, you're not going to Vegas, we can have a fight in Vegas or Ohio or wherever, lockdown. Doesn't matter. Sorry, state over you. You're a fight organization. We're a state. Boom, done. Well, and like you said, that could still happen. The fight for the sake of the fight, for a distraction to keep people from going bat wild crazy at their house, that's great. I'm happy they're doing that. You know,
Me too. Me
right?
too. I want to watch. Hell yeah, I want to watch. I mean, hey, you think I don't want it? I want it. I want to see it. I definitely want to see it. But I definitely ain't going to be with my guy. Not on this one. Maybe, we'll see what happens when we get through this. But this has become a very, very serious deal, and I feel bad for all the countless people that have lost their family members. And it's man, this is no joke. Like I said, if I send people the videos I got from this thing, you'll go, oh my God, this man. Can you imagine a person being burned on the street? That's crazy. Crazy. They burned them on the street. Just bomb. Here you go. Boom. Person jumping to his death. Jumping to it because he has the coronavirus. He just dumped. Nuts. It's nuts, man.
I
I see that.
It's about staying safe. I just get back from the mountains. I get away from everybody. I've been pretty isolated for 3 weeks, and as have you. And we're like, okay, live first, talk about it later. They say the first thing that goes, everyone's focused on making their money or being successful or whatever. Last thing they think about is their health, and it's the first thing to go. And in this case, your health is your life. And that's the COVID, man. But
Yeah.
it's real. There's a lot of people throwing conspiracies out there. This is fake. This is not real. And then there's people that I went to high school with, and I see their parents caught it or somebody's son caught it. And now we see the UFC fighter caught it, Eric Silva. And, it's just a matter of time. More and more people will be revealed as the unfortunate ones. And, any of you watching and the coach and me, and we all want to hope that we're not the next number. We're doing our best to stay away from that. So the fight's good for entertainment's sake, but don't be wasting your time trying to put down people stuck in a country, because they gave Khabib a location and he hauled ass over there in the middle of a very scary time. He could have stayed locked down in California, but he's got family and relatives back in Dagestan as well.
Well, if you think about it, had they not gave him a location, had they not told him go to Abu Dhabi, had they not told him that, guess what? He'd still be here training. Because we arranged it. There was only minimal, probably 8 to 9 people who were here, and that's all I would allow. And we were training. We're going to continue to train. So had he not been told that, he would have been stayed here. But, they really thought they were going to get Abu Dhabi. So obviously, when they told him to go over there, they weren't trying to lose their main event. Hell no. They did that because they really felt they had it. And that's what I'm trying to say here is that everybody thinks they have this, they have that, but all of a sudden this virus changes everything. So no matter what you think you have, you won't have it until it's actually done. It's too much.
Well, being in a time of uncertain answers, like, Hob, no, tell me the truth, Hob, no, tell me the absolute, like, can't tell you, man. Can't tell you, like, there's a tornado coming, there's a building over there. Do you think we're going to be able to eat pizza at 9 o'clock tonight? Well, the tornado's coming. There's a good chance that it's not going to happen. It might wipe out the whole building, right? Well, who else is on the card? I haven't even had a chance to look. There's Gaethje versus Tony. And who else is going to be on there?
I thought Ngannou versus the other strong striker, the kickboxer. I forgot his name.
Rosenstrike.
Really, really good. He beat Alistair Overeem. That's to be a really good fight. Really good fight. 2 fights are enough for me to want to watch. Hell, just Tony.
You froze up there for a second, Hob. Are you moving?
Yeah, I'm moving. I can move.
Okay. Well, it's just a lot of people using this service. It says that we're unstable, but we'll keep going. Doesn't matter. You guys will get the end.
We could end it because this short one, bro. There's nothing else really to talk about.
Well, just about how do you see that fight going? That's what I was wondering.
Well, how do I see the fight going? I think it's gonna be a really exciting fight. I kind of think Tony's gonna edge him out, man. But I wouldn't be surprised if Gaethje takes it. But I think Tony's gonna edge him out. I think Tony's gonna get him.
I think Gaethje has a long shot chance. He's durable. He's hard hitting. He's a real just molly-whopping, hard hitting son of a gun. And then as for Ngannou versus Rosenstrike, wow. I mean, that's hard to call. It's power on power. First one to connect wins, I think. That's simple. Great analogy, right?
Yeah.
Any preference? Well, of the two, Rosenstrike's a more polished kickboxer. So they both get that power.
I gotta tell you, in that scenario there, Ngannou is more of a striker. He's not a ground guy whatsoever. And if he lands, Ngannou can take care of business. But I think the odds are not in his favor, in my opinion. I think the kickboxer. The guy's had quite a bit of experience stand-up, and yeah, you got power, but you don't have the technical expertise of a guy with that kind of experience. It's kind of like Adesanya versus Whitaker. Whitaker didn't have the kind of experience that Adesanya had. It's the same thing. It's one of those where Whitaker still had a chance, but it's just a matter of time when Adesanya was going to get him. And I think it's the same thing's going to be here. I think Ngannou is going to have a great chance, but it's just a matter of time when he slows down a little bit and the kickboxing expertise of the other guy's going to take over. That's my feeling on that.
I'll help you close it out. I just think that we're happy that Khabib is safe and Islam is safe and Umar is safe, and they're doing their best to survive this storm so they can live to fight another day. And they did their best. They showed up for camp, and I applaud them. I was there to film them and, make videos that you see on the channel and get to know them a little bit, but, keep my distance so they can work out. And I'm sure you're glad that they're home safe too, more than anything, above all.
Well, yeah, the most important thing is that they're safe, and that, everybody's safe. I mean, everybody stay home, do your part, and let's get over this and let's get back to a beautiful world that, that we have,
Well, I'm back in town for a little while, as long as I got the internet. If anything shows up, if we have any interesting guests and me and Hav like turning one on, great. Maybe we'll talk after the fight, but thanks for showing up, Hav. People wanted to hear from you. This was important, and it's good for all the Khabib fans and AKA fans to know what's going on,
Yeah, I mean, Khabib has not lost stride. He'll be working out like he always does, and who knows? Maybe they'll put him back in August or September. August, I believe, I was told from somebody, not Khabib, but I was told from somebody that August is in San Francisco. The UFC is looking to come August, San Francisco. That'd be great for me, right around the corner. And then I heard in September Abu Dhabi. So I hope Khabib gets one of those, preferably San Francisco. But going to Abu Dhabi ain't so bad either. But I would think that they're going to want Khabib back as soon as possible, and I think he'll be back in August or September. That's my feeling. We'll see what happens, and we'll go from there.
Quick question before we hang up. Did you watch the last fight that was in Brazil that was with no crowd?
Yes, I watched the last fight with no crowd. It was a little weird, but the fights were really good. So I actually, it was good. It was good. It wasn't the same. It's not the same without the crowd. It really isn't. I heard the WWE is through their first two shows without a crowd, and people had mixed feelings on that too.
It's not as bad as having a dance contest with nobody there but yourself, But yeah, I get it. Well, Hav, you have a great day. Keep up the workouts. We'll be in touch.
Right,
I'm sure fans will hit you up for fan questions or something. But everybody stay safe, stay home, stay healthy. Okay.
All right, buddy.